So, if you come to a supine position on your mat to begin with, and you can close your eyes, you can keep them open, whatever you want. Just come down onto your backs, get comfortable on your mat. Your legs can be bent with your feet on the floor, or you can straighten the mat in front of you. Arms can go by your side, palms up, palms down, or even place them on your belly, and perhaps if you're a beginner, this is a better place to place your hands. So when you're ready, just take attention to your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in your own time, just take 3 deep inhales, drawing that breath deep down into the stomach first, and then layering up into the ribs, all the way up to the collarbone. And then exhale completely. As you exhale, imagine you're blowing out through a straw and really elongate that exhale compared to your inhale. If you're doing this correctly with the inhale, you should feel your stomach rise, if your hands are on your stomach, before your ribs. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then when you're ready, just return back to a regular rhythm. We're then going to gently bring our knees in towards our chest and take your hands either side, on each knee, one on each knee, and just gently begin to rock from side to side, and then maybe make those rocks in circles with the knees. So we're going to gently draw 5 circles in one direction. And then when you've done 5 circles in one direction, go back the other way. So those circles can be big, they can be small. Just go with whatever your body is asking for. Don't push yourself beyond your capabilities. Move within your ability. Acknowledge the range of movement you have. Gently bring the knees back to center when you've done 5 times in both directions, and then hug them in tight with both hands. From here, we're going to inhale as we lift nose to knee, squeezing the knees in toward the chest, and then exhaling to lower. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale to lower. Last one, inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale to lower. From here, just gently come all the way up to a seated position. Find yourself in that seated position on your mat. So option to have your legs just regularly crossed. If that's uncomfortable for you, just keep them out in front of you wherever you need to be. If your practice includes lotus pose, then perhaps take your left foot, we'll come into half lotus, place the sole of the foot upright with the top of the foot in your kind of right hip crease. Think about pushing that knee down toward the floor, opening up that left ankle. From here, we're just going to inhale as we lift the right arm up high, reaching up tall, feel that extension in the side body, and then exhale as you reach all the way over to the left. We're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. As you inhale, think about lifting and lengthening, almost lifting that armpit up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, reach a little bit further up. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up to center. Taking the left arm up high now, reaching up, feeling that stretch in the side body. Exhaling as you reach over to the right. Probably got 1 or 2 more breaths to go. So take that last deep inhale all the way in. Exhale, can you reach any further? And then inhale as you come all the way back up to center. We're going to unravel the legs now, so we're going to switch over the way that we're crossing our legs, or that half lotus. So right foot now is going to come into the hip crease of my left leg. And I'm going to set myself up in that seated position on the other side again. So this time we're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen, exhale as we twist to look over the left shoulder, looking back behind us. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back to center. And then switch sides. So we're going to look over our right shoulder as we exhale, using that right hand to pull us round, and our left hand on our left knee. 3 deep breaths again. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, just come all the way back to center. Both hands on the knees, roll those shoulders back and down just for 5 or so circles backwards. And then 5 or so circles forwards. When you've done 5 or so circles in both directions, now you can unravel the legs. Coming into a kneeling position, we're going to come into our hero pose. So knees together, you can sit back on the heels, and if this is enough for you, if this hurts your knees, just come back to that seated position. If this is enough for you to feel a stretch in the quads, then stay here. If you want to go into full hero pose, take the feet slightly further out to the side and sit back with your sit bones between your glutes. If you have a block, you can always support yourself halfway if you need to. So wherever works for you. Whilst we're there, we're going to take a tricep stretch. So we're going to take that right arm up, reaching back with our hand down our spine. We're going to then take the left arm or hand and pull back on that right elbow. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then release yourself and switch sides. So left arm reaches back, right hand comes to left elbow, pull back on that elbow and just take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release. Remove any blocks, come up off your knees into a hands under shoulders kneeling position. So we're going to shuffle back into the center of our mats. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're just going to come into our cat-cows now. So we're going to inhale as we pull the chest through the arms, look up towards the ceiling, dip the stomach towards the floor and squeeze the shoulder blades together. As we exhale, round through the spine, pulling the ground, pressing the ground away, pulling the shoulder blades apart, sucking the navel back and up. We're going to do 5 of these in each direction. So inhale to lift, exhale to round. Inhale to lift, exhale to round. Inhale to lift, exhale to round. Last one each way. And then slowly bring the hands slightly further forwards as you come back to neutral, and we're going to sit back into heart melting pose. So you're just going to sit back towards your heels. Maybe your bum doesn't quite hit your heels. Forehead to the floor or chin to the floor. You're literally melting your heart toward the ground. Opening up your upper back, your thoracic spine, your shoulders. Really think about drawing those hips back, dragging the arms or dragging back into the arms so you're pulling yourself away. Feeling that stretch in the underarms. Take 2 more deep breaths wherever you're at. And then slowly come up onto your hands and knees, tuck the toes and press back into your down facing dog. So spread the fingers. As this is the first down facing dog of the day, bend the knees. Think about pressing the chest through the arms, crown of the head towards the floor and extending through that tailbone. So don't worry about straightening the legs just yet. Find that long neutral spine, really press the ground away. Pull the shoulder blades apart so you have a nice broad upper back and then gently pulse the head towards the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Your neck should be nice and loose and free from your shoulders. When you're ready, you can then start to extend through the legs. So we're going to alternate from side to side, walking the dog, pedaling the heels towards the floor, opening up those calves, and you can come to still with the head obviously in the arms. Just opening up those calves, those hamstrings, taking a few breaths as you go from side to side. And then take one nice deep breath in as you extend through the spine. Exhale, push the heels towards the floor. Take one more deep breath there. And then slowly start to walk the feet in towards the hands, coming into our Uttanasana forward fold. So feet come all the way towards the front of the mat. Think about bending the knees and then drawing the chest over the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor, opposite hands to opposite elbows. And you can just stay here or swing from side to side. Just really focus on flattening your tummy towards your thighs so that you're extending out of your lower back, feeling that stretch across the lower back, maybe into the hips and the hamstrings too, obviously. Take a couple of deep breaths. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then inhale as you come all the way up to standing, hands above the head. Exhale, release the hands, interlace the fingers, clasp the hands together and pull the shoulders open with the hands. So pull the hands back and down, reach the chest forwards. Take a nice deep breath in as you find length in the spine, and then as you exhale, we're going to come into a regular forward fold with a reverse arm stretch. So pull the hands up and back away from the spine toward the ceiling, and just take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, frame the feet. From here we're going to take the left foot back, finding ourselves in a low lunge position. So dropping the back knee to the floor, reaching the heart forwards, roll those shoulders back and down, eye gaze forwards. Take 3 deep breaths, really feeling that hip flexor stretch. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then on the next inhale, you're going to pull back, coming into half split. So stacking that back hip above that back knee, straightening the front leg, flexing the toes back towards you. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling to reach nose towards toes. 3 deep breaths. If you want to go further with this stretch, you can always take your left hand to your right shoulder and reach with that elbow towards those toes. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then release that left hand to the floor. Inhale as you lift and twist with that right hand up towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release, and then come through into your low lunge position. Step back to your down facing dog and we'll take a body flow. So we're going to inhale as we roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra. If cobra is too much for you, you can always come down to sphinx. In either case, you're going to think about pulling that chest through, dropping the hips toward the floor, rolling those shoulders back and down and pressing the ground away. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs, point the toes, support the lower back. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale as you push back to extended child's pose. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then when you've taken those 2 deep breaths, slowly come up onto your hands and knees, find your down facing dog position again. And I'm going to step the left foot through between the hands, coming into our low lunge position. So dropping the back knee to the floor, rolling those shoulders back and down, feeling that stretch. Now in the right hip flexor, take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you pull back into that half split. So stacking that hip above the knee, 90 degrees, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes back towards you. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, reach your nose towards your toes. And again, option, right hand to left shoulder, reach with that elbow towards the toes. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release that right hand to the floor. Inhale as you lift and twist with the left hand up towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release that hand. Come through into that low lunge position. Step back to your down facing dog and we'll take another body float. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, find cobra. And then exhale as you push back to extended child's pose. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're going to come up onto our hands and knees, tuck the toes, press back into down facing dog. From here, take the right leg up high to the sky, 3 leg down facing dog, bend at the knee, find that scorpion variation, find that little twist, open up that hip flexor. Feel your range of motion, play with it, discover where you're at today. And then when you're ready, bring that knee through to the right corner of the mat at the front, and then slide that left leg back, untuck the toes. We're coming into our seated pigeon. Take a nice deep breath all the way in as you press the ground away. Don't worry if your sit bone doesn't hit the floor, just make sure that your hips are nice and level. If that means you're here, that's absolutely fine. If you're down on the floor, think about connecting that sit bone to the floor whilst pushing that left hip bone to the right heel. Inhale as you press the ground away, and then exhale as you creepy crawl the hands over that front leg and come into sleeping pigeon. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly take the hands back underneath the shoulders. Come up into your seated pigeon, and then that left leg is going to swivel around and over. You can keep the right leg bent or you can extend it, and that left foot's going to come on the floor outside of the right knee. Think about connecting both your sit bones to the floor, so if that means you need to extend that lower leg, that is absolutely fine. Wherever you're at, hook that right arm around that left leg. Inhale as you twist the stomach in toward the thigh, lifting and lengthening, and then exhale as you look over that left shoulder. Half Lord of the Fishes. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly unravel yourself. Unravel that top leg, so that left leg is going to swivel around and back, finding yourself in that seated pigeon pose. So if you need to re-bend that right leg again, and then place the hands on the floor, step back to your down facing dog. I'm going to switch to the other side. So left leg goes high to the sky, 3 leg down facing dog, bend at the knee, open up that hip flexor on the left side. Play with that range of motion. Play with that scorpion pose. When you're ready, take that left knee through to the front left corner of the mat, slide the right leg back, untuck the toes, find your seated pigeon. So remember, level hips, you can always support your sit bone with a block or a cushion to help you in this posture. Wherever you need to be, press the ground away, take a nice deep breath all the way in, and then exhale as you melt the body forwards over that front leg. Creepy crawl the hands over that front leg, and then just take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come all the way back up. Hands under shoulders, swivel that right leg around and over, placing it on the outside of the foot, on the outside of the left knee. Again, connecting both sit bones to the floor or extending that lower leg wherever you need to be. Coming into half Lord of the Fishes now on the other side, hooking that left arm around that right knee, bring the stomach in towards the thigh. As you inhale, lift. As you exhale, twist, look over that right shoulder. 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back to center. Unravel the legs. Slide yourself back to the center of your mat. And we'll come into a simple seated forward fold. So legs are straight out in front of you. Flex the toes back towards you. Pull the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath your sit bones. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you reach forward. So don't worry if you don't fall all the way forwards. Just place your hands wherever you need to. You can grab a hold of your feet if you can. Reach your nose towards your toes to find that extension. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way back up to seated. Slide your bum down towards your heels, come onto your backs now, bringing your knees in towards your chest. You can rock from side to side, massage that lower back, just enjoy that sensation just for a moment. And then when you're ready, take the arms out wide in a T-shaped position, palms facing down, glue those shoulders to the floor. As you exhale, drop the knees all the way over to the left. And as you inhale, lift and twist the head to look towards the right. From here, you can let gravity do the work, press down on the outer thigh, or even extend that top leg wherever mobility allows you. And just take 5 deep breaths. You should feel this stretch maybe in your hip, your glute, your IT band, your hamstring. Also in your shoulder, your chest, your arm. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release that foot from the hand if you're in that extended position, and then as you inhale, lift the head and the knees back to center once again. From here, we'll take it over to the other side. So dropping the knees all the way over to the right, inhaling to lift and twist the head to look towards the left. You can again let gravity do the work, press down on the outer thigh or extend that top leg wherever you need to be, yogi's choice. 5 deep breaths. Slowly calming that breath down as we head towards relaxation. last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly unravel the legs. Bring the knees and the head back towards the center, as you inhale. And just grab a hold of them, rock from side to side. Enjoy one last time that sensation of massaging that lower back. And then when you're ready, come into your relaxation. So if you need to head off to work, then feel free to leave now. Thank you for joining me today. And if you want to stay with me just for a moment or two to acknowledge your practice, then feel free to get comfortable on your mat. Extend the legs or have them bent wherever you need to be. Grab a pillow, grab your eye masks, grab a blanket if you want to. And just take your attention back to your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And whenever you're ready, just take 3 deep inhales, again focusing on drawing that breath all the way deep down into the base of the stomach first, layering it all the way up into the rib cage, up to the collarbone, and then exhale as if you're blowing out for a straw. And just notice how that breath flows within your body. After your 3 deep breaths, you can return it back to a normal rhythm, but just keep an eye on it. So using your mind's eye, watch your breath go all the way in through the nose, down into the belly, and then back up and out. Notice how your body moves around that breath. Notice how your breath moves your body. And all the different areas that breath reaches as you inhale. And whilst you're here, just take a moment to check in with yourself. Maybe give yourself a little scan from head to toe. Are there any areas of tightness or tension that you're still holding on to? How did your body feel in your practice today? And maybe you could start to think about sending your breath to those areas if you found any. As you inhale, send that breath to that area of tightness or tension. And as you're exhaling, think about releasing, relaxing the muscles in that area, removing that tension from your body. And just keeping your focus on your breath, ignoring the outside world for just a few more moments. Enjoy just a minute of silence and stillness. If you find your mind drifts off, just gently bring it back to the attention of your breath. Just for a few more inhales and exhales. And then just gently start to bring your attention back into the room. Now start to notice the sounds around you. Notice the sound of my voice, and maybe start to bring movement back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe you want to take a big stretch above the head with the arms, or maybe you want to hug your knees in tight and rock from side to side. Do whatever you feel like you need to do in this moment. And then whenever you're ready, just gently bring yourself all the way up to seated. And join me in the center of your mat for one final deep inhale as we lift the hands up above the head, palms together at the top. As we exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.